Hey you guys, it's Teresa and welcome back to my channel. Today, well actually it's Merry Christmas, the day after Christmas when this video goes up. So Merry Christmas to those who celebrate, and I believe Kwanzaa starts today. If not and I'm wrong, happy Boxing Day for my Canadians, but if I am correct then happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate, but I'm going to double check. So happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate. But if you are like me and you celebrate Christmas, you probably have a bunch of these things hanging around your house. So I wanted to make a Weird Wednesday all about Christmas and the weird traditions that we have that actually didn't originate from Christmas. In fact, Christmas isn't even in the Bible for those who are religious. And that is a fact, so no one can come at me for it. But let's just kind of get into the video and let's see if we all learned something new. So the first thing that I decided to talk about, at least research on, was the mistletoe, because everyone knows the mistletoe comes on and you have to kiss under it. And the proper way to do a mistletoe, or rather work on said mistletoe, is that when you kiss under the mistletoe, you pluck a berry from it, and then you continue down that path for whoever ends up under the mistletoe again, until there are no more berries and then you can't kiss under it anymore. But originally this was a Celtic Druid practice. They believed that mistletoes had sacred powers like to heal from illnesses, protect from nightmares, and what else? And predict the future. So come midwinter time, that area, they decorated their homes with it for Christmas time. Well, the time of Christmas, not necessarily for Christmas. The next one is the ancient Greece, and this one is a tradition of kissing. This is actually where the tradition of kissing under the mistletoe comes from. There were festivals like Saturnalius, which was for, the Greek version was Kronos, where they would celebrate it, and that's how they would celebrate, was kissing under the mistletoe, as well as for marriages, since the mistletoe was considered a sign of fertility. So you would kiss under the mistletoe in hopes of, being fertile and eventually getting, a baby. The other one is actually the Romans, and that plant is associated with peace. So if you had a lifelong enemy, or enemy of war, you guys would end up meeting underneath the mistletoe, and you guys would talk and make peace there, and that was kind of how that works. The last one is Norse mythology, and if you guys know me, mythology slut all around, so this was a fun one to actually learn about. And this was about Frigga's eldest son. No, not Thor, it is Baldur, who, when he was born, she went around asking everyone, like inanimate objects, pledge an oath to him so they would never hurt him, and decided not to ask the mistletoe. Now one day Loki, the god of mischief as we all know him, decided to come up with a plan to see which one his weaknesses, and found out from Frigga as he was disguised that she never asked the mistletoe because the mistletoe was so small, when was a chance that he was ever going to hurt Baldur. So one day during a party, Loki has this spear, or in other cases it's an arrow, and goes up to Hoder, who is the blind god, and is like, here, throw this, and directed him in the general direction of Baldur, and when the spear shot through, it went right through him and ended up killing him. In some mythology, Frigga revives him as a mistletoe, which is why we kiss under the mistletoe to remember him. Other times, she sends a god, I forgot his name, it's Hedmund, I believe, to go down to hell and talk to her, but she ends up striking a deal that if everyone will cry and grieve for Baldur, she will bring him back, but if one person doesn't cry, he will remain there forever. And Loki once more disguises himself as a frost giantess and doesn't cry for him, thus therefore keeping Baldur in hell for the rest of his days. And then the mistletoe, like I said, we kiss underneath the mistletoe to recognize Baldur and his death, as well as to kind of ask for protection from death, because that was the one thing that Frigga did not ask and eventually led to her son's death. And then in Victorian London, this one isn't as fun, but as you all know, marriages are a big thing for women there, and if you didn't kiss the guy you were stuck underneath the mistletoe for, it was considered bad luck and you would not get a single marriage proposal for that year. The next thing that I decided to do on was the wreaths, since those are super popular and we see them all over the place. Now, one of the origins for the wreath is in ancient Rome. You hang it from doors in ancient Rome to celebrate victory. I believe the actual word wreath means victory in Rome, or ancient Rome. I could be wrong. Then in pagan holidays, which is where a lot of things such as like your Christmas situations come from, is actually more so pagan than it is actually Christian. And this one is from their Yule holiday. It was around to celebrate midwinter, which is the actual festival. It was, I believe, a 12-day festival where they gave out gifts and everything. And they held the midwinter festival to honor the returning sun, and wreaths were there to symbolize nature and the promise of spring. Now for Christmas, we have the circular shapes to symbolize eternal life and unending love for God, as well as kind of the wreaths itself. The evergreens mean eternal life. The thorns on it symbolize the thorn of crowns Jesus had to wear, and the berries symbolize the blood that the thorns drew when he wore the crown. The last one is not as huge, it's gift giving. Back in Rome, again Saturnalia, they would, a way that they kind of celebrated that festival was to go ahead and drink and give out gifts. Then the other more well-known one is for Christmas, and that was a symbolic homage to the three wise kings. That's it for kind of this Weird Wednesday. A pretty chill one, nothing too intense this time around. I wanted to do one on Krampus, but I feel like that was a little too intense come Christmas time. Next year I'll probably do one on some other holidays that happen during the December month, but this year I just didn't want to kind of do a rushed version of it and then get a lot of angry people telling me otherwise. So this was kind of the easy way out for me. But if you guys like these videos, I do upload these at least once a month, sometimes twice if the month is very full of like weird things to talk about. But I do have a playlist on that if you want to watch it. Until then, I upload frequently on this channel, at least twice a week, sometimes once if something happens to my video quality. But if you guys want to see more of me, my social medias will be down below. You guys can go down below. You guys can go ahead and follow me there and see what I'm reading, what I'm up to, the things that my cat is doing. People seem to enjoy that one. But until then, I'll talk to you guys in the comments and in social media. Bye!